Welcome to our virtual orientation for the Jay Feather Micro 166 FPS. We're going to start our tour on the outside. And the first place we're going to look is this compartment here. This unit is pretty neat. It's got some neat features. First of which, outdoor refrigerator, which can be used with this. And this, we have a port for an outdoor barbecue, and this looks like a trailer hitch. It's actually part of this setup right here. Stored in here, we have this, which would be like a trailer hitch receiver type thing. You slide that into the receiver. So this goes into the receiver, this top goes onto the arm, and then this grill sits on this tabletop. It's a pretty neat little system. You'll also see it underneath here. We have the bike rack. This is just the actual rack portion of the bike rack. We'll go around the front and take a look. The rest of it is installed here. So the bike rack goes over top of the power jack, connects into here. You can store up to 2 bikes on it. You'll also notice the side marker lights have rear-facing camera capabilities. This isn't the camera itself, it is the housing, and it's pre-wired. You have the front running lights. We have your 30-pound propane bottles. Your crossover regulator here. Now how this crossover regulator works is you'll see that the handle is pointing in this direction to this tank. What that means is that it will draw from this tank first. Now the crossover function means that when the pressure drops in this tank, it will cross over and take propane out of this tank no matter which way that this lever is pointing. So you don't have to get out of your trailer in the middle of the night and switch over bottles if you're using your furnace. Directly behind that, still at the front, is where you'd see your battery storage here. When this is a new trailer, so we don't have the battery on, but you'd normally see the battery box and the battery installed here. Continuing on the front, we've already talked about the bike rack, but the electric tongue jack. A couple things. We have a manual crank inside those front storage compartments that you can use by removing this port here. Now if you have bikes and a bike rack on, you'd have to remove the rack portion of the bike rack, but you could have access through here down to the port here once that's removed. The tongue jack has a nice loading light. A little later at night when you're trying to load, it lets you see. Here we have your safety breakaway switch. This is attached to your tow vehicle and to the trailer. In the event that the tow vehicle becomes disconnected from the trailer, or the trailer becomes disconnected from the tow vehicle, it'll pull this pin in the front and engage the trailer brakes. So conversely, if you ever find that your trailer brakes are engaged or not functioning the way you should, it's worth a try just to check and make sure this pin is in all the way. There's a chance, while hooking up or whatever, you could have pulled that out by mistake. Now directly behind that, on the frame rail here, we have your solar ready hookup for solar panel. This particular unit comes equipped with this feature here. It's not meant to be used as a step. It's merely a bit of a brush guard, and adds kind of a more rugged look to it. So underneath here we have your stabilization jacks. There's one at 4 corners of the trailer. They can be used with the manual crank located in the front storage compartment here. But these aren't to be used to level the trailer, only to stabilize it once you have it mostly level. Inside this storage compartment you can see we have the 30 amp power cord. We have the manual crank for the tongue jack and the crank for your stabilization jacks. Also here, you turn on the light, illuminate the situation a little bit. We also see that we have a battery disconnect. That means you can shut this off and you won't be drawing power from the battery. Right next to here, You have the outside access to your hot water tank. Couple things to note here. Pressure relief valve right there. If you're ever removing this, which is the drain plug, that you need to make sure you open this pressure relief valve or relieve the pressure first. Otherwise, this will come shooting out of there like a missile if this is pressurized. The other thing to make note of is the reset for the hot water tank. Continue along the outside, come to your shower. You have the port for your city water connection. This is where you would put the garden hose basically from the campground. Directly above that, we have the tank flush. The tank flush is used to basically flush out your black tank. So right below here, you'll see that we have your output for your black and gray water, as well as the valve handles for your black and gray water tanks. And while we're down here, you can see another stabilizing jack. But right behind there at the back of the trailer, we have this little tube. And this tube is where you can put your sewer hose. Alright, directly above that rear stabilization jack, we have your 30 amp power supply. This is where you hook up the power to the campground or your house. And just behind that, we have your main input for the satellite and cable for the trailer. Looking at the back, we have roof access via ladder, and this ladder is removable. Also on the roof, we also have cargo carrying capacity, as there is a roof rack. Also in the back, we have the venting for your refrigerator. It is important that this remains clear at all times. It should not be obstructed whatsoever. It requires airflow in through this venting in order for the fridge to operate properly. Continuing along the outside of the trailer, we'll note they have 2 speakers underneath the awning. They can be used with the stereo inside the trailer. We also have cable or satellite output and a GFCI plug. We're going to continue on to the inside of the trailer and see what features we can find in there. First off, we come through the door. You'll see you have fire extinguisher right here. And right next to that, we have the unit power supply. This is where you'll find the breakers like you'd see in your house, and fuses like you might see in your vehicle. You have your refrigerator, and we'll see that this unit can be turned on and off with this button here. The important part though is this button here, and that'll switch you between an auto, which will go between electric or gas, and it will automatically select electric if available, and gas. So if you have it set up on gas and this light lights up, that means that there's something wrong and it didn't light properly. Usually what I would suggest is go out and make sure that the propane bottles are open at the front of the trailer. If they are and it didn't light, I would give it 5 minutes, wait with the gas turned on to the trailer itself, and then you can try to light it again. Sometimes it just needs some pressure to build up in order for it to light properly. Okay, right above here, you'll note that we have your smoke detector. It's really important that we test this every 6 months or so. Best way to remember is daylight savings time. If you press the button right here and hold it for a few seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, it will sound an alarm, and that will indicate that it's working properly. Now when you test this, I always suggest that you also test this carbon monoxide propane detector. I suggest that you press the button right here on the front, hold it for a second, it'll sound an alarm if it's functioning properly, and turn back to green. This one is functioning. And again, I suggest you do it every 6 months with the smoke detector. See, in this unit we have USB charging capabilities right beside your plug. We also have these nice tabletops. And above that, we have your controller for your solar panel. It'll give you all the information you need to know about what's going on and what's happening with the charging of the batteries via the solar panel. Next to that, we have your thermostat. It's pretty simple. In this position, it's off. Click it over to that position, that turns it on. And then underneath here, we have a selector knob that controls the temperature. Turning around here, speaking of temperatures, The air conditioner of this unit will control the temperature, making it colder. This particular one is not controlled through the thermostat there, however. It is all controlled up here by the unit. The fan control here and temperature control here in order to turn the unit on. Here we have your standard range top. Turn to the light position. Turn the automatic sparker. Lights. Next, we'll come to your TV. Now this unit has the TV and stereo all in together. So the functionality for the TV and the stereo are controlled through the remote for the TV right here. So pretty standard. Everything can be accessed, all settings, radio, etc. can be accessed through the menu button and through the source button. And this is also where you would select where the sound from the TV or radio is going, and that is via zones. There's a zone 2, zone 1 button. Zone 1 would be inside the trailer, zone 2 outside the trailer. Now this particular unit does not have the lift up bed. I mean, you can lift up the bed, but you're just lifting up your mattress. Instead, they've opted for, and this is kind of neat, these ottomans. So you do have storage inside the ottoman, but I thought that was kind of a neat feature. They just slide in under there. There's 2 of them, both with storage, both slide out. You can use them as a footrest. Pretty good idea. I like that feature. I have this neat pop-up plug in the front bed area. It also has the USB charging capabilities as well as a regular old receptacle. You'll note that we have the emergency exit here. Nice and simple to operate. Press down on the black tab, push the handle over, and push the handle all the way out of the unit. Pull this red tab, removing the screen, and you can escape to safety. We have access to your water pump. There it is right there. Via removal of this drawer. It's pretty easy to remove the drawer. There are these little tabs on the side here. It's hard to get a good angle to show you, but there is a little black piece of plastic, a little tab, and they're both different. One you push down, and then the other one you pull up. So you do that at the same time, push down, pull up on both sides at the same time, meaning if this is the side that you pull up on this side, push down on this side at the same time, and then you can pull the whole drawer right out, and this will slide right out so you have full access to that area. Comes with the standard features, the microwave stuff. Now we'll take a look at the bathroom offer. We have a nice stand-up shower, your standard toilet, the skylight, which is always nice to let in some extra light. And this is where you see the unit GFCI. Now, the GFCI is tripped. You'll see that red light on there. In order to reset it, you will press the button above it, which is the reset. Now, if you see that red light and it's tripped, it's a good chance that some of your other plugs aren't working. Your counter plugs, your outside plugs probably won't be working. So if you come across that, come and take a look at this GFCI and just see if it needs to be reset. Yeah. This little button down here, when I first saw this trailer, I wasn't sure what it was. This is for your tank heaters. So this actually is a warmer for your tanks. Alright, now that about does it for our orientation video. This unit is packed full of features, so I'm pretty sure that I probably missed something that somebody wanted to know about. If I did, that's okay. You can give us a call and we'll do our best to answer any of your questions. Thank you for your time.